There has been an awakening. So, last night I saw Star Wars The Force Awakens, the 7th installment in the Star Wars series. I've been looking forward to this one for a while. I am a big Star Wars fan. I watched all the movies just endlessly when I was a kid. I was even the right age to enjoy the prequels. Jar Jar didn't bug me. The stilted acting didn't bug me. I thought the lightsaber fights were cool. I even thought Hayden Christensen was hot. This is since an opinion that I have rescinded. It's not, because the character is creepy. Really, really creepy. But we now have a new movie and a new cast. So how is it? Well, I'm going to be talking about spoilers, but before I do that, I'm going to give you a non-spoiler overview of what I thought. It's good. It really is good. When J.J. Abrams got marked as the director, I knew that it was going to be an adequate film. He's quite good on the technical aspects. He's good at creating stories that are entertaining. But he's not necessarily groundbreaking. And if you're hoping for something that is as groundbreaking as the original trilogy, you are going to be disappointed. If you're hoping for just a remake of A New Hope, you're not going to be disappointed, because that is one of my two big problems with the movie. It steps well past the line of paying homage to, we want fans to recognize this. This is for the fans. Fans, you like us now, right? And it's too much. There is too many scenes that are direct copies of scenes from A New Hope or The Empire Strikes Back. There are character beats that are again directly copied from A New Hope. There's just a lot that I've seen before, and I was actually looking for something a bit different. Basically, I was looking for a new story within the Star Wars universe. One of the things I do like about the prequels is that it is its own story. Yes, it has to tell the origins of Anakin to become Darth Vader, but it's again its own story. It felt confident enough to not just be a retelling of the original trilogy. And I know a lot of fans have a problem with that because it's too different, and I agree that it is too different. You need to find a line to walk, and I am hoping that episodes 8 and 9 will be more in the middle of that line. They are going to actually pay homage without just salivating over how great the original trilogy was. That said, my other big problem was the pacing. There was too much in the movie. It really needed to have copied the pacing from A New Hope, which it didn't. It was just a constant stream of escalation and things going wrong, and there were no moments for the characters to stop and reflect and really interact. It was all boom, 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 things happening. So those were my two problems. That said, I do still recommend this movie. I think it is a good movie. I think it's a good addition to the Star Wars universe. I'm really, really excited to see where the new characters go. I loved Rey, I loved Finn, I loved Poe. He's only on it for a short period of time, but he steals the show completely. The bad guys I also thought was cool. I'll go into them a little bit more in the spoiler review, but just know, if you're a Star Wars fan, you'll enjoy it. Perhaps try and rein in the expectations a bit, because nothing is ever going to be as groundbreaking as the original trilogy. The circumstances that helped make the original trilogy so iconic and unique are not going to be replicated by a movie within that same universe. It would have to be a completely new story to be so groundbreaking again. And if it does that, then it's not Star Wars, so you see the problem. But now we're going to talk spoilers. Han shot first. Dumbledore is dead. Snape killed him. No. Okay, actual spoilers for the movie. So, first off, we've got the fact that I got successfully trolled by the marketing campaign. I am impressed with that. From all the trailers, I had pretty much assumed that it was going to be Kylo and Rey as children of Han and Leia, one being light, one being dark, but Rey not being a Force user and instead helping to train Finn as the new Force user. Now, I was half right in the fact that Kylo is indeed the child of Han and Leia, which is exciting and awesome, and really helps build Kylo's character and development. But I'll talk more about villains in a second. Because what I want to talk about is heroes, and namely Rey, who is actually our Force user. We don't know Rey's heritage. A lot of people are saying that it's going to turn out that she's Luke Skywalker's daughter, and I don't like that idea. I don't like that idea for two reasons. One, I don't want every Jedi in the world to be a Skywalker. No, we need some. Let's bring them in. No more breeding. We've got enough Skywalkers. Let's have someone else come in. And the other reason is she got abandoned on a planet when she was 9 or so. Now, yes, there are probably some plot reasons that you could have to try and justify this, but Luke has essentially been on a planet, on his own, not doing anything for all this time. Luke would never abandon his child. His entire character motivation in the original trilogy was all about protecting people. It was trying to protect his family, his aunt and uncle, even though he might have gotten killed going back. It was trying to protect Han and Leia, even though it was walking into a trap. It was trying to save his father and bring him back to the light side, even if it meant his own death. Luke would not leave his child on a planet. And it's not like, oh, she got lost and he was searching for her and he could never find her. No, she's been on the same planet her entire life. And even if Luke was so messed up by the fact that he trained Kylo and Kylo turned to the dark side, Han and Leia especially, would not let Luke leave his child on a planet. No, it's not happening. The only people who like leaving Skywalkers on desert planets are Obi-Wan and Yoda. And they don't have any decisions in this. So I have also heard the theory that Daisy might actually turn out to be a Kenobi. It's Daisy. That Rey might turn out to be a Kenobi. And that, I think, is a more interesting one, because you would have the grandson of Anakin face off against the granddaughter of Obi-Wan, and have that rivalry continue through the ages. So that is a little bit more of an interesting idea, and I don't mind that. It was also just so exciting for me to see a main character female Jedi. Obviously, the most important thing is that they are good characters first, and Rey is a good character. She is incredibly compassionate, but she's also abrasive. She is someone who talks so much about doing the right thing and self-sacrifice, but when it actually comes time to her have to make this self-sacrifice and to say, hey, this is what we want you to give up, this is what we need you to do, you're going to be a Jedi, you're going to face off against Kylo Ren, she freaks. She's like, no, too much, can't do this, and runs away. Now, she does, of course, come back and accept the mantle of responsibility, but she's a multi-dimensional character. She does not have one note throughout the entire movie, and I really, really appreciated that. Finn was also a lot of fun. He's been in the First Order. He's been trained since he was however young to only follow orders. But he's still got a sense of humor. He is deeply compassionate and the kind of person who wants to help everyone, even as he's scared, even as he wants to help when they maybe don't need the help that he's offering. But both of them, because of their backstories, seem a little bit childlike, and I look forward to seeing them both grow. So that was exciting. Poe, as I said, stole the scenes that he was in. I am a little worried that he's probably gonna die at some point, and he didn't really have much of a character arc, but for where he was great. The original cast was all great. Han, who died. Sorry. It's not a surprise if you watch the movie. Like, from moment one, he is there painting a target on his own back. He's like, we're home. No, I have to run from the past. I don't want to deal with it. Oh, actually, I should. Oh, Leia, let's reunite. Oh, yes, I'm going to bring my son back. Chewie, take the detonator. Just everything he did. It's like, you're gone. You're dead, sir. You're dead. You're not even dead yet, and you're already dead. But his death was a powerful moment, and it was the final moment in Kylo Ren's transition into the dark side. Ren was pretty continuously questioning whether or not he was fully cut out for the dark side. He felt the pull of the light. And I really liked that. We don't get that many Sith users actively talking about, or Dark Force users actively talking about the pull of the light side. We only ever see the pull of the dark side on the Jedi. I mean, you could maybe make the case with Asajj, but even then, she was not, when she was the assassin, when she was firmly working for the dark side, she was not, oh, I just want to be nice today. So that, it was really nice to see the pull of the light side. It's nice to hear that the light side has its own pull. The other thing with Kylo Ren is that he is Darth Vader's biggest fan. So he loves Darth Vader so much, to the point where it's a little funny. He has Darth Vader's helmet. I like to think he has other collectibles. He's got like a little shelf of Darth Vader things. Maybe he writes Darth Vader fanfic, and then Kylo and Darth Vader became the best of friends for always and ever. He's very immature, but he's also insanely powerful. One of the first things we see him do is force stop a laser bolt. Didn't even know that was possible. I'd never even thought of a Jedi trying that before, or a Force user trying that before, and Kylo Ren just does it, and he holds it with no effort whatsoever. He is insanely powerful. The only reason he's not this unyielding, impossible thing to defeat is that he's too emotional. He's not in control. He's not trained. He's not refined. While Darth Vader might choke out a messenger who gives him bad news or has failed him, Kylo Ren doesn't. He flips his shit and attacks a control panel with his lightsaber, just like... He is childish and immature, and he wants to be Darth Vader, but he's not. He's Anakin Skywalker. And that sounds awful, considering Anakin was not the best in the prequels, but that was because the prequels framed Anakin's whininess and angst as this great internal struggle that we were all meant to be able to relate with, where it just came off, because of the writing in particular, but also the acting and directing, as, it's not fair, no one understands me. You have to wonder whether or not Anakin would have turned to the dark side if he had access to maybe a live journal or something. But Kylo Ren's hissy fit are portrayed as hissy fits. They are framed in an almost comedic fashion. He's powerful, and that makes him threatening, but he's unrefined as well, which is why he's not Darth Vader. He's Anakin. It also led to one of the funniest moments. The second time he's having a hissy fit, Rey has just escaped his torture chamber, and he's slashing up the chair, and he's having such an emotional moment, and you see bits of the chair flying out into the hallway, and two stormtroopers walk up, look at this, and turn and walk away. They are not paid enough to put up with your shit, man. They're done. They're just not going to. And I love that. That was so funny. Captain Phasma needed to be in it more. A lot more. I heard that she's the Boba Fett and that she will be coming back, and that makes me happy because it's Brienne of Tarth, Gwendolyn Christie, and I love her so much. And the design was so cool, and her voice was awesome, and she did nothing. She did less than Boba Fett, and I don't like Boba Fett. People tell me in the expanded universe, Boba Fett escaped from the Snarlack pit 3 times, and I'm like, well, that still means he's the dumbass who fell in 3 times. So no, I don't like Boba Fett. Screw Boba Fett. I'm still holding out hope for Phasma, simply because I love Gwendolyn Christie so much. I should try and wrap this up. Okay, our Palpatine, we don't know much about him yet, so find out. His name is Supreme Leader Snorlax. I don't know. The problem with him is I don't like his name. I know that sounds childish, but it's not a name that inspires any kind of threat. It falls flat, and it doesn't roll well off the tongue. I just don't care for it at all. But we'll see what happens with him. We're actually going to, I think, get to meet him other than in a hologram form next episode, so that'll be exciting. Leia is great. Love Leia. Carrie Fisher just kills it for as briefly as she's in it. Luke is in it for even less. He's in it for 30 seconds at the end. So it's like, yep, here for my paycheck. Thanks. I personally would have liked if they'd found Luke in the second movie, not the first movie, because the first movie was too chock-a-block, which is, as I mentioned, the big problem. The pacing. Oh lord, the pacing. Han Solo's death should have been such a huge moment for me, and it had an effect, I'm not going to lie. But at the same time, it would have had more of an effect if there'd been time to breathe beforehand, but there wasn't. There was no time to breathe. It was a constant escalation. Rey and Finn, when they're talking on the Millennium Falcon, and it's the character development moment, they're both trying to desperately fix the ship because it's about to leak poison gas, or they've just been captured, or they're about to be captured, or several hundred different things, and it's just too much. You needed to have pauses, which is one of the things A New Hope did so well, and considering how much they stole from A New Hope, I'm like, you could have stolen the pacing too. That would have been good. But yeah, because, again, went way past homage into just, we're remaking this, and I wasn't happy with that, because I like these characters. These are new characters, they're fun characters, and I want to see them tell their own story, not just the story the fans want to see again and again and again and again and again. Yeah, and I say this as a fan, sometimes we don't know what's best. We just don't. So I hope that the next movie is a more unique movie. It is its own story. We're definitely going to get shades of The Empire Strikes Back, because Rey is now going to be training with Luke, and Kylo is going to be training with Snooker Ball. So it is definitely going to have that, but if Rey then has to leave training because she's got to go save people and it feels too much like Cloud City, I am going to get annoyed. I want this to be a new story within the Star Wars universe. I want the universe to be expanded. I don't want to be just revisiting a greatest hits, but now the Death Star's 20 times bigger and it's a planet! Although Starkiller Base was cool. On the terms of pure coolness, I liked it. There were some problems with it, but I liked it. So yes, overall, I did like this movie. I recognize that it has flaws, and some of the flaws bug me more than I know it bugs other people, but go see it. If you're a Star Wars fan, go see it. If you're not a Star Wars fan, see Star Wars, then see this, because it is not kind to new initiatives, I don't think. It expects you to already be familiar with the stories of Luke and Han and Leia. It expects you to know who these are. There is no real audience surrogate in the same way that Luke is about the Force in Episode 4, or Han is about any of this. And that would have been nice. So yes, final thoughts. Kylo Ren, really liked. I look forward to seeing him as a really formidable bad guy once he's been refined and trained more. Rey, like her so much. I look forward to seeing what her and Finn get up to. Finn was injured at the end of the next movie, so those two are separated, but they will come together. There's seeds of romance, but it could just be a friendship, so we'll wait and see what happens there. But if they decide to go the romantic route, I'm not necessarily going to be opposed to that because I thought they were quite cute together. So yes, Star Wars The Force Awakens. I don't do numbered ratings because I don't think numbers necessarily sum up perfectly critical and emotional reactions to movies. But yeah, go see it, enjoy it. This is my first video review, so please comment and like and subscribe. What am I meant to say on YouTube? That stuff. You know the drill. Just, yeah. Do all that. Bye!